Hi viewers, welcome back to Sahara TV. My name is Adiola Fayon. So he used to be a break dancer, and he used to be so skinny that they called him Skinny Joe.
Yeah, but I got this.
Bamidele Fagbemi Leroy is a Nigerian musician based here in the U.S. He sings from his wheelchair, and he's also an activist. And that's who I have with me in the studio today for this segment of the Inspire segment. Mr. Flint, welcome.
How you doing? We're going to keep it real today.
Yeah, we will. Okay, first of all, you used to be Skinny Joe. Yeah. Now you're Mr. Flint.
Yeah,
what
Mr.
happened?
Flint. What really happened is I was going to work, got hit by a truck, left me on the scene. I got paralyzed, and that's the beginning of my life story.
And this happened in 1989?
It happened not in 89, in mid-90s.
In mid-90s?
Yeah, so that's about it, though. But life goes on.
And then how did you get the name Flint?
I was called Skin Flint in Nigeria. So then I came to the States, and I just changed it to Mr. Flint when I had a rap group called Kingpin's Fam.
But then, Mr. Flint, you've been able to somehow change your what happened with the accident. You've been able to change it for good.
Almost not, yeah, for good. But I still get flashbacks. Like I was that guy walking skinny, doing my thing. But it's so hard now for me to do things. But I gotta live on.
How did you you used to be so skinny? What happened?
The cheeseburgers.
The cheeseburgers here in the U.S.
Yes, the milk.
So have you always been a singer, or you just started singing after
I've been
the
doing
accident?
this in Nigeria. If you go, people know who I was when I was skinny. So, and my father used to have a magazine called Music Master. He was ahead of his time that time. So that's really about it. So it's not something I just jumped into. It's something I've been doing for years.
And then you just went back.
Yeah, I went back, yeah.
But then how did you overcome that challenge of having to do with waking up and finding out that you can no longer move your body the way you used to?
Man, it's something you could get over with. A guy with 20 women, he ended up having...
Wait, you used to have 20 women?
Yeah, 20 women. You get to America...
Mr. Flint?
But, you get to America, things change, man. You're in the big city, the big apple, so things happen,
So it was when you were here that you had 20 women?
Yeah, back then, my father and my mom would let me have 20 women. I'm not doing it like this. My son leave me the show, so it's not going to happen. So,
but how do you deal with that challenge every day? Like, when you wake up, you have to tell yourself to just,
You know what I do? I just tell myself, like, you know what? I want to be somebody or stand for something, not just a number. So that's when I get up every morning, like, if I could do it, I want somebody to do it better than me. And I could inspire other people, like, if he could do it, I could do it greater. So that's, like, really the message.
A lot of people, though, when they have a situation like this and they're on wheelchair, they sort of settle down for the status quo, and they probably...
Really, they have to. It depends on the mind, power, and the will. I'm not going to lie. I said I had a lot of women. I had a lot of friends too. But when your friends start saying you're going to be a burden, or we don't have time, or purposely don't pick their phones, then you start realizing, like, you just got to show them. Like, really, what I'm doing is to prove to able-bodied people sometimes, like, regardless of the situation, I could do it better than you guys. It might take me 10 or 20 hours, but I'm still going to get there.
Yeah. What about some of the challenges, discrimination? How have you been dealing with that?
I'm not going to lie, there's always discrimination. It's just like when I had my friend one time, it's like, oh, you like these big girls, man. Why don't you date somebody in a wheelchair? I was like, huh? Then this girl said, yeah. I was like, y'all guys have lost your mind. But, I like good things like able-bodied people do. So
that's good. We're coming to talk about the good things that you like. Tell me about your experience when you go to Nigeria. How do you get around? Because a lot of the transportation means that we have...
You mean the what they call it? What do you call them? Green giants?
Danfo.
Or what you call Nigeria?
Okada.
Let me tell you one thing. It's like, I'm going to say like this, and people might not like it, and let's keep it real, like you say, keep it real. Nigerians are the most selfish individuals in the world.
Okay.
First of all, you can't blame the government all the time. What about the religious leaders? What about the corporations in Nigeria, like making money? And everybody got to contribute. You can't stand for one person to do something. And that's the problems with Nigerians. Only when Nigerians take concern of anything, if it happens to their child. Oh, let's change the rules. Let's bend the rules. And that's how Nigeria is. I go to Nigeria, I see signs of disabled people. I can't get on the BRT or the mobile bus, for Christ's sake. The restaurants or I could mention name, Tantalizer, Sweet Sensation, I really don't care. Mr. Biggs, I really don't care.
None of them is wheelchair accessible?
Even the banks.
Even the banks, that is true.
Let me show you how funny it is. Oh, bank manager, we're going to talk Nigerian now. Bank manager, I did outside though. Could you come meet me? I can't go inside because they got that little wall. So imagine the same routine every day and somebody's looking at me. You know I'm an easy target.
They can steal money from you.
Yeah, rob me. Even the ATM machines is not wheelchair accessible. I got to go like this. Outside, so come on.
It's funny when you talk about religious leaders because, come to think of it, hardly any church have a wheelchair. I mean, the ramp for wheelchair, or even mosque. Like we don't really think about it.
They don't think about it, but they collect a lot of donations, though.
That's
every
true.
Fridays.
But what do you think about the fact that a lot of disabled people in Nigeria are just out on the streets begging for alms?
Because Nigeria made it a norm. They feel like if they give somebody certain money, they be blessed. They got minds. They individuals too. The mind is powerful. So if you don't let the guy express his feeling or imagine things or dream like, oh, you know what, I could do this, and you tell him you're just a subject, then he start believing himself, I'm a subject. I'm not all worth a living being. And that's the problems with Nigerians.
I feel like we don't incorporate disabled people enough in the things that we do in Nigeria.
The assembly in house in Nigeria is not wheelchair accessible too. So let's
it's not. I didn't know about that.
That
means no disabled person is welcomed.
But they call them the green giant.
But then there's a lot of accident that happens, in Nigeria. You never know who ends up like that, and it's like we don't get prepared for.
But I bet you one thing: if it was Pastor Adeboye's child that got into the situation I am, he won't be in Nigeria. He'd be in London or somewhere.
That is true because Nigeria is not that conducive.
Yeah.
So to get around in Nigeria, you basically have to depend on whoever is willing to go extra miles, so to say.
Yeah, and if you got that money, that little naira, you know what I'm saying, you got a good life.
What about the fact that with the disaster going on right now, the flood, there has not been anything said about disabled people that has been displaced?
Yeah, but it's really bad, but this is what happens again. Corruption, one, and lack of organization. It's like, this is what's happening in Nigeria, and I'm tired, like, we're the product of our own environment. And that's keep on happening. Like, oh, when I get there, I'm going to change. No, you don't change. Everybody's still the same. But I bet you one thing, somebody that stole $1 billion naira, he gets pat on the back. But let me and you go to Oshodi Market right now and steal one orange. We're going to be lynched.
Yes.
All right.
Or burnt down.
Or burned down.
By the people in Oshodi Market.
Yeah, because you know why? Frustration, and they always attack the little man.
Yeah. Well, Nigerians right now, you remember the Olympic that just passed, the Paralympics they actually made Nigeria proud.
Yeah.
The able-bodied people did not win any gold medal, any medal at all.
They won something.
They didn't win anything.
It's the fashion show.
Oh, the fashion, yeah, I talked about that. It's the Paralympics, the so-called disabled people that won, I think like 13 medals for Nigeria. But then when they came back, there was no reception for them at the airport. I think it was a week after when the president decided to have some kind of party for them. What's your take on that? The fact that...
First of all, like I said again, lack of ignorance, selfishness. And the president just did it for a publicity stunt.
Yeah, I think after the media...
Yeah, media get on his ass.
Yeah.
Look, these guys bust their ass with weak equipment, weak facilities. They didn't get the best of the best. So I think they're supposed to be welcomed with honors.
Yes.
So that just shows you again,
But you're also an activist.
Yeah.
Right. So what is your message as an activist?
My message is just to let Nigerians know, because I'm paralyzed or I'm disabled, if I'm blind, my mind is powerful. Just give me a chance to use my mind. Like where there's hope, there's life. And Nigerians don't give you that. Like, I'm a Nigerian, but I have people that's believing in me in Ghana. But I'm from Lagos State. That don't make no sense. Or Sierra Leone or Senegal. Mr. Flint, we like your stuff. But my so-called Nigerians, they don't respect me or give me the props they're supposed to give me. And that's the thing that's happened in Nigeria. Stop calling yourself a green giant if you don't act like a green giant.
Okay, so Mr. Flynn, right after, we're about to talk about, you know, the good things that you like right now.
Oh, yeah, what's
So, right after the accident, were you ever into porn or stuff like that?
What's that?
You heard me.
Oh, okay. You know what? This is what's going to happen. People always like, I was in a church and I got kicked out of the church for what I did, and I'm proud of what I do.
You were in a church, you got kicked out, or people were saying that?
Because they saw me on Maury Povich and they saw what I did, you know, yes.
So they kicked you out?
Yeah, they kicked me out. They started looking at me oddly.
Church?
But you know what? They're all hypocrites anyway, like, you know, so I don't
So you don't go to church anymore?
I go to church, but you know.
You should come to church with me. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. So,
okay.
So this is what happened. I was flipping houses. Recession came. I was losing my houses. So guess what? I got to find a way to make money. So I'm hanging with my people which are disabled. Oh, I can't find a partner. Oh, I can't do this. And when you get in the hospital, the main thing the hospital will teach any person that gets paralyzed, like how to like be independent by yourself, move, dress up.
Yes.
I had to go do the research and a lot of things, you know. So I got that because the first thing when I had my accident, I asked my doctor, "Is my shit still gonna work?"
Can you say that loud? So
I said, ask the doctor, is my manhood gonna still work?
Oh, Lord.
So he said, yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm still in.
We need to censor this show. Mr. Flint.
I'm in like Flint. So
I have young people watching, do you know?
Yeah, but you know, I gotta give them hope too. Okay. With life, there's hope. So, you know. So at that stage, I was learning a lot of things, you know, getting a lot of chairs, you know, because I want to do the same thing I was doing when I was an able-bodied person.
Having 20 women going.
So, so I got the chair, you know, a lot of things. So I started showing these guys, but some people still didn't believe. So I wanted to tell them, you go meet my doctor. His name was Dr. Vagnick. I love this guy. He made me feel like I'm Hercules again. So, he started teaching me a lot of things, a lot of drugs to use. So a lot of women will ask me, oh, you disabled, you still can't get it on. So I was like, you know what? Recession, I'm trying to find a way to make money. Let me open this box.
What box?
And I just started my porn company called Dick on Wheels. And I called myself the king of the wheelchair porn. And I got no regrets. And I did it.
You still do that?
Nah, I fell in love.
Oh, are you married?
No, guess what? After 3 years, she dumped my ass.
Sorry, sorry about that.
So after she told me, don't do it, we're going to do this. Or like, you know what, you got to choose love and career. You know what, let me choose love. Let me choose career and my love.
Sorry to hear about your heartbreak.
But I'm still back, you know. I'm still flexing.
So does that mean you're available?
Oh, most definitely.
So we can put up your numbers?
Oh, yeah, you can put my numbers, you know. But they got to go through the protocols.
But Mr. Flynn, what do you have to say to some people that would criticize and say that, well, does being a disabled person, does that give you an excuse to go into a business like pornography? Okay, let me ask you one question, and every individual out there, if you saw a guy paralyzed, what did you say? Ask yourself, oh, he can't do it no more. He can't get it. Oh, maybe not everybody thinks about that. No, because you're going to just look at me as have sympathy for me. Oh, poor little boy. No. So, disabled people get married every day. Why would anybody think maybe they can do it? I'm giving people hope right now, you know. A change, like, you know, I'm disabled. Like being a porn star? But, you know, porn star, but I taught them a lot of things. I kept homes, significant others, because when you go to some hospitals, my girl left me.
2 of my girls left me, gave me my last kiss, and say bye-bye, Lee. And that's on one of my songs. She lied to me. So I'm keeping it real. Like you say, keep it real.
You are keeping it real.
So I saved some homes. Some people got married. Oh, you could use this chair to do some doggy style. I brought it to the Point View. You could check DOW on Maury Povich. I was there, so I'm proud for what I do.
So you give people hope.
Yeah, hope.
So to say good.
You know?
So, but what is it with big women? I
mean, my God, man. You know what? I'm not going to lie. I'm a plus-size lover. So
plus size and beautiful.
They gotta
that's how
have,
he calls them.
Yeah. So
they got to be what?
So I just love them. You know, that's my kind of woman. You got to have cushion. You know, it's like let me give you an example right now. Look at this. This is a paper right now. So I just don't want to be like this. So I just gotta have something to lay my head on. A pillow.
Oh,
when it gets cold, we in America.
This interview is PG-13.
When it's winter time, I need something to keep me warm. So
this interview is rated. So they have to have front and back.
Oh yes, most definitely, and curvy. Like Sunny Ade, somebody didn't lie, didn't know.
Okay, let's not.
And when you see Sunny Ade, please, I want you to appear in that song, in that video for me, sir.
And you were saying you want him in your next video?
Oh yes, most definitely. I gotta pay homage to him because I took some of his songs and made it up to date now.
So, any upcoming projects that you're working on? By the way, you said you're also doing something about disabled people can get in a car.
Yes, I just finished doing that documentary. I'm taping it, and I just did a song called "We Are Special." So I'm gonna add everything that I've been doing and other disabled people have been doing, like. People think because you're in a wheelchair you can't swim, so I got those footage of those people swimming, footage of me jumping out of a plane. So,
I want to see that.
So that's when I was young and still a little bit skinny, but I'm putting all those collages to show people we're so special.
Good. So that's a project that you're working on.
Yeah, then I'm performing on October 5th at the New Jersey Disability Parade. On Friday, So
how can people reach you? Because a lot of people see your music on YouTube, but they want to reach you.
Oh, they can reach me at mrflintmusic@gmail.com.
mrflintmusic@gmail.com.
Or Facebook, Mr. Flint Music on Facebook.
Okay.
Or you can reach me on Mr. Flint Music on YouTube or Niger Hip Hop TV. That's another TV show that Nigerian artists over here that I host myself.
Good.
So,
do you perform in Lagos also?
Oh, I perform in Lagos once in a while. So.
Once in a while.
But this time I'm going all ahead because you know what? I have to be that star, Really, sure. Ayefele had his time, but the youths want something fresh and new. So
I see. So, Mr. Flint, how do you, go from doing this to inspiring people? Because that's what I want you to do right now. I want you to look at the camera. Yeah. There may be 1 or 2 people that are disabled, maybe physically or even emotionally. Yeah. And if you can do what you're doing, I want you to.
I just want to tell you guys, don't give up. Believe in yourself, because you're going to have a lot of people that say life is over for you. And life is not really over for you. You have to have mind over matter. And once you do that, you'll be good. If you try to please everybody and what everybody says is good, no, you're going to be miserable. Should've, could've, would've. And I don't want to be that. And just stand for something. You don't need to be Mr. Flint, but you could be a lawyer, you could be a doctor, you could be somebody running a hospital. Just be you. Get out the box and be free and fly like a bird. And you're good.
Wow. I feel like crying. Just kidding.
Keeping it real.
But no, seriously, your life has been inspiring to see you go from having to depend on people to inspiring people, and we hope you'll keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, and we know with the Sahara report, we could expose these guys in Nigeria and just keep it moving.
Talk a little bit about that. How will you describe the present administration that we have in Nigeria? Just in 1 minute, how will you describe the present?
Are you serious?
For real, yeah.
That's my answer. They just are clowning jokes, man. Really. I really don't care what nobody says, man. Only person that I could say is doing a little improvement is Fashola, but the rest of them...
What about the president? I mean...
You call that a president? How many trips has his wife taken around the world? And she say women movement? What women? There's a lot of women that get abused in Nigeria. What do you...
She's sick right now.
Oh, she's sick? God bless her.
In a German hospital.
Oh, yeah, see, in a German hospital. You know what? Like they said sometimes, karma is a bitch, man. So,
okay.
You know.
All right, viewers, that has been Mr. Flint.
Yeah, and to keeping it real, lady.
it's a pleasure to have you here in the studio.
It's most definitely it's a pleasure.
But we just wish you brought some of your women, you know, so that we would.
Oh, maybe the next interview I'll bring them. Sure, they'll break the scale. I hope you guys are ready, man.
And he calls them plus and beautiful.
Oh, plus and beautiful, man.
Good.
I got a new song coming out too called Big and Beautiful. It's for the plus size ladies.
Oh boy. Anyway, so viewers, that has been Mr. Flint, and we have Dr. Damages coming up, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming.
All right.